Where is the Kiswahili teacher? What is his name or her name? Mrs. Mrs. Kasingo. Where is Mrs. Kasingo?
She is away today in the commission. She has a sick mother.
All right. Okay, no problem. Very good. And where is the biology teacher? What is his name? I beg your pardon, what's his name? Mr. Dambuki. A second class without a teacher.
That is a teacher who came yesterday to teach in practice.
No, it's okay. A second class without a teacher. Let me see your textbook. How many of you have got textbook, biology textbooks? Let me see them. Just raise them up. Those who have biology textbooks. So you guys don't have the text. There is no teacher in class right now teaching biology. They have 8 textbooks and there are 45 students. All right? I'm grateful to God for the opportunity I've had to serve my country. Life is a journey. This is a journey. I have had to, even during this electoral cycle, defer some of my ambitions to be able to do what I am doing right now, because you cannot pursue certain ambitions and do what you are doing. You cannot do 2 things at the same time. And actually, I am flattered, when a lot of people ask me why I didn't run for president or why I should run for president. I've had this, and I'm sincerely flattered. And I thank those who think that way. But as I said to you, and I think it's good to also respect my views, because I am also an individual human being. This journey continues. It hasn't stopped. I may have deferred some of my ambitions to be able to do what I am doing right now and to continue to do the things I need to do. But we continue on this journey and on this trajectory, as it were, of public service. Whenever and wherever I am called to serve my country, I always will answer yes, because as I said before, there is nothing more noble than to be asked to serve your country. Whether you are being asked to serve your country as a watchman, as a police officer, as a cabinet minister, or as president. I am grateful to God for the opportunity I've had to serve my country. Life is a journey. This is a journey. I have had to, even during this electoral cycle, defer some of my ambitions to be able to do what I am doing right now, because you cannot pursue certain ambitions and do what you are doing. You cannot do 2 things at the same time.
Matiang'I.
Na Mungu anatuona tukiwa hapa. I will be honest with our people, and if something is wrong, I will say it exactly as it is. Tuache hii mchezo ingine hivi. When you look at, let me say this one point. Tufikirie, think about this. Na mtu asiseme eti mimi ninafanya siasa. Let me say this. When you look at the kuhusu mambo ya leki, ninataka kuwatangazia, we have worked on a plan. We will step up security and patrol this lake. Na unajua wakati mwingine, when you are humble, somebody might think that you are not able, but you are just humble. So I think if our friends have been thinking that because we are humble we are not able, they will soon see that we are able. We are going to step. As you want, we will not change that position. Na tuwache kudanganyana hapa. Hii ujeuri must come to an end in this country. Hii sasa unaenda huko we will not do this kind of silly things that people have done over the years and try to mess up our country. So if you thought that the headline is going to change our mind, now you know. Don't bother. Or if you want, you can go and do another 10 headlines, but we are not importing you. Their political leaders tell you we need a deployment of police reservists. And I can tell you for a fact, if you spoke to the Inspector General of Police, or better still, if you went to the Regional Police Commander in Nakuru, he will tell you we have National Police Reservists in some parts of North Rift. There has never been a time we have withdrawn police officers from a particular part of the country. I mean, we don't provide security because of an individual. We have a constitutional responsibility to protect our people. That's the responsibility of any government. So that is why, to be very honest with you, I frankly don't like spending time commenting on some of these flippant and petty political things, because a lot of people lie all the time. You know, some of them now lie like a career. You know, it's like that's what they went to school to be trained. You saw those lies yesterday. You know, people lying. They lie about anything. They can't tell you anything. Probably the only truth about them is their name. They lie all the time. It's saying things that don't exist. And partly also, by the way, Your Excellency, there are so many senior civil servants who are here from this part of our country whom you have given responsibilities, for which I thank you. And my colleagues and the leaders who have spoken before me have thanked you very much. But I just want to say two things in 2 minutes. One, for the first time, let me say this publicly. Your Excellency, I thank you for the trust you have bestowed, for the faith you had in me and us, and for the incredible trust that you had, particularly in me. The experience I've had working with you has been extremely humbling. It hasn't just been work. If we had more time, I would talk a lot about it. You took me as your younger brother. We have spent a lot of time together working with you. And I can give a day-long testimony to a lot of things that I've come to know because of the way in which you work and who you are as a person. Mimi tu leo mbele ya hao watu, because this is home, Your Excellency, is to say thank you. Asante sana. I may not have been the most deserving. I wasn't in any way special, but you trusted me and gave me a job. And it has been an experience of my life. And on this, I speak on behalf of many of our senior civil servants who have worked for you. I have had a front row seat in your administration and witnessed firsthand. And as I tell our people, even in our meetings, I know and I can speak to it accurately. You actually love our people and you have a soft spot for our people. And as you always tell me, stories you have shared with me about how your own dad used to tell you about the people of Kisii and how we should spend a strong relationship together and build a bond amongst ourselves, it is true. Because I've worked with you, I have known how you behave when you are making appointments and what you think about our people.
Yale ambaye nimeweza kuyatimiza kwa uongozi wangu, singeweza kutimiza kama singekuwa na ile team nimekuwa naye. Na moja ambaye amekuwa bulldozer wangu, shujaa wangu, ni huyu amekaa, anaitwa Bwana Fred Matiang'I, ambaye amenisukumia.
Unfortunately, I have the opportunity of having served in cabinet. I know how a budget is drawn and I know how much money we have in our resources to draw a budget. When a political leader, a national leader tells people, I will put aside 150 billion for market women, I'll put aside 50 billion for boda boda, I'll put aside 100 billion for this. I know how much our budget is and the projected growth of our budget. That time we have not talked about the amount of money that you are taking to counties. You have not talked about transfers for the education sector and so on. Where are you going to get that money to provide that kind of service? You're just lying to those people because you are telling them things they want to hear. And because they won't ask you questions, you just get along with it. You know, when you keep saying this deep state, who is that? And the people are using that phrase and complaining are members of the National Security Council. They hold public offices. They tell you they are powerful people. So who is that? Not this facade